Okay, I want to talk about a case I had last week. A 14-year-old female hockey player suffered a concussion. She had headaches and motion sickness, a little bit of dizziness slash disorientation. What I have in front of you here is her first position or saccadimeter results, the position graph. As you can see, she has quite a bit of scattered greens, more greens than red. I'll show you the raw numbers. Latencies were very good, but you'll notice here the count, where she had difficulty generating saccades to the left, and you can see the differential in the amplitude as well. So we worked with her for 4 days, and this is what her, well, let's take a look at her post numbers first. Did a lot of parietal work and collicular mapping, and still good on the latencies. Numbers have come up, certainly by a great deal, so they're a little more even, and the amplitude has certainly have improved. This is what the graph will look like. We can still see some scattered right saccades here, or glissades, so we may see some cerebellar issues there. But one thing I noted, and you can't see it really clearly on this graph, but I'll show you an individual trial, a sample individual trial, and she has picked up these intrusions or hitches right between 5 and 10 on right saccades, and then on the, you could see it probably more clearly on the left saccades, right before 15 degrees. So what I did was I did change strategies a bit, and I have her now doing a saccade to the right that's less than 5 degrees, no, less than 7 degrees, sorry, and then a left Helmagi. As one of the things she showed on her examination was in Maddox rod testing, she had a bilateral esophoria, which probably contributes to an overactive translatory VOR, which probably contributes to the motion sickness symptoms that she has. So anyways, up here, the strategy for the left saccades, little intrusion there, was I'm going to do a saccade that's going to be less than, say, 12 degrees with a right Helmagi. Okay, so let's take a look at the individual trial I was going to show you as a sample. It becomes much more clear. I always recommend that you look at the individual trials. Reason one is because I find that the saccadimeters are rejecting perfectly legitimate saccades, so I like to go in and make sure I check them off to be included into the sample. But you can see here in this young female patient's case, there's the hitch between 5 and 10, just short of 10 degrees, and there comes the intrusion. So what I did was I set up, pulled up my focus builder, and I had her do saccades to the right. So that's going to the right, and just a small one. So I put it in position 1, from center to position 1, which is less than 5. Had her 3-second interval so that she could have time to do Helmagi and then come slowly back to center. So it should look like this. Saccade right, Helmagi, slowly back, and then come back to center. And then do it again. Saccade right, Helmagi left, and then slowly come back to center. So I had her do that going to the right. Then I changed up my settings, had her do a left saccade, changed my position from center to the left, but a little greater distance than the saccade going to the right. So it should look like this. Start at center, saccade left, right Helmegi, slowly back to center, and then repeat the same thing. Saccade left, right Helmegi, slowly come back to center and have or do some sets of those. So that was my thinking there. She came back yesterday after doing one-day session there. She went traveling all weekend, had no motion sickness in her car, and the headaches improved even more drastically. So it seemed to have worked for her. I'll be redoing her saccadometer and maybe showing that later. So thank you for listening.